Hey everybody, welcome to Chamber Chat, the COVID version. This is a totally different format from what we typically do, but super fitting because of our guests today who are the power couple dynamic duo who is Brooke and Brian Buffington, Studio Blue, our new chamber members. Hey, how are you guys?
Hey,
Hey, we are good.
I love the microphone.
Oh yeah. This is, you knew you were going to get something like really bright.
I knew when you guys were going to surprise me with something. So you guys started out as a photography company about 6 years ago, and over time you have expanded your creative vision to include education, consultation, marketing, home video conversion, writing, music. You do it all. I think you guys are amazing. I've known y'all for a while, and I'm super excited to have you here on the show today. So thank you for joining us digitally. Tell us a little bit about your history. What is Studio Blue?
What is Studio Blue, Brooke? What do we do?
I thought you were gonna. Okay. All right. Studio Blue really is our LLC that kind of handles all of our. We're serial entrepreneurs. So yeah. It kind of covers every idea that we come up with. And Brian does a lot of education consulting, and he writes music and performs music. And we also have an entire aspect of Studio Blue that does handle like digital video conversions. And I write, and I'm working on a book. And then we just opened a new little business as well. So it's a creative media company is really the only way that anyone would ever want to describe us.
You do a little bit of everything.
Yeah. It keeps things interesting. We don't, I get bored easily. So, but not now. I mean, we got plenty.
How did y'all decide, like, when did you come together and decide this is the career we want to have? This is the life, the direction we want to go?
Well, I think we opened our first business together before we have two children, and our oldest is turning 13 this summer, and we opened our first business before he was even born. But it's taken a few twists and a few turns. We had a music venue, then we opened like a vintage clothing store and a coffee shop, and this is all in South Georgia. And so when we came up here, and I had gone to finish college and was ready to open my photography business, that's where the Studio Blue conglomerate started, because we saw some potential in the way we work together in that area. Right?
That's right.
Is that correct?
Yeah, you nailed it.
What's been the most fun job that y'all have done out of all the different things?
I'll say, as for me, picking up a guitar and doing house concerts is probably the most fun. For me. It's not, it doesn't like necessarily pay the bills as much as some of the other endeavors do, but it's definitely the most fun. So if you've ever been to a house concert, you know what I'm talking about.
So tell us what that is. What's a house concert, and what kind of music do you do?
So I play happy music, and I sing. It's kind of like Ray Stevens, but in 2020, I guess that the year.
Yeah.
Who knows? COVID brain.
The modern day Ray Stevens.
It's like the modern day Ray Stevens, and it's I sing songs just about life, about goofiness, about having fun, about dads, whatever, and comical stuff, story songs, kind of like Mississippi Squirrel Revival, but now.
Let's talk about. Let's go back into the digital, the tape digitization. That's a hard word to say, digitization. That's another thing that you guys do, which is really super cool right now, because you don't see VHS anymore. You're really not seeing a lot of DVD. I mean, everything's really going online now. So tell us about what you do, what services you provide there.
So that's a lot of fun. That actually stemmed from me inheriting a big trash bag of VHS tapes from my granddaddy. And he was that guy who always had that big camcorder on his shoulder.
Yeah.
And he got footage. He just had it all with him all the time. And well, my kids only know what a VCR is.
Right.
It's most people they forgot about theirs. By the way, if you have one, you want to sell it to me, I'll buy it. But they I just want my kids to experience that in an easy, simple way. So what we're able to do is we're able to take the big tapes, little tapes, the little medium tapes. They're different names for all those tapes, but able to take those and put it in a digital format where someone, like, it can fit on a thumb drive, or they can watch it on their phone. Or if they're super geeky, they could take the footage and edit it on their laptop and make these really cool montages and put it on Instagram and do all the things that we do now, but with their old footage.
Yeah.
It's really just it's also a good backup, because, you never know what's going to happen to those tapes.
Yeah.
People have lost theirs in a fire, or we had some tornadoes here recently in our region. And I know a guy whose house burned down, lost his tapes. And so it's a fun way to back up your tapes, but also just kind of relive those times. Because if you have them just in a basement, in a box, I mean, how fun is that? That's not that fun.
Right. And it's a great way it's a great project for right now. Everybody's been, at home, and if you're cleaning out and decluttering, it's a perfect time to take your old, like, I've got a wedding video that's still on VHS that I would love. I've not watched it in years. My own wedding, I haven't watched it. I need you guys to convert that to a digital version, because I'd love for my children and my grandchildren to be able to see that. So folks out there who are watching this show, call the Buffingtons. They can do this for you. They can retain all of your memories for you and put
even
it
ones
in
you want to forget, even the memories you want to forget about. We can those good stuff.
It's given our children so much material to make fun of him.
Oh my gosh,
I only have a couple of videos from my childhood, but he has so many. And it's also, like, one of my favorite things is when we get texts from, like, people that we've done videos for. Like, sometimes we'll get texts and pictures, and they're like, okay, everybody's sitting in the living room, and then we'll get, like, a bunch of, like, laughy faces and crying faces. Like, I haven't heard my grandma's voice in, like, 20 years.
Yeah.
My kids have never seen, this. It's really cool.
That's amazing.
It's one of my favorite parts of what we do.
Yeah. So you guys are marketing gurus. And obviously this past few months have been very challenging. What's like the craziest marketing tactic that you've used, and maybe something recently in response to the COVID pandemic?
Well, as for like, craziest, thing that I've attempted to get our services out to people is, I had a school I was working with, or I was trying to work with, in Alaska, and a really cool guy that I met before. And I was like, I just want him to know that I'm serious. Like, I want to do some work in Alaska, because, I do some educational consulting across the country as well. And I was like, how do I really grab somebody's attention? And so I mailed him a 6-foot blown up golden goose. And it's not just totally random, because it's based on some educational technology that I use called a goose chase, which, if you've never done a goose chase in a chamber event, that's a lot of fun. We got to talk about that.
Okay.
But when you get a 6-foot golden goose, and it came in a box, but still, when you get that arriving in your office, you got to, like, think about somebody. Like, man, someone sent this to me, and we're not quite sure about their sanity. But, they think, you just want people to think about you. You can talk about marketing. Yeah. You just want people to, when they want your services, and you got good services, you just want them to think about you. And that's all that was.
Well, I tell you what, you guys are so much fun to watch on Facebook, all the different things you do. Brooke, you're brilliant with your writing. I can't wait to hear about the book. What can you give us any?
Ooh, sneak peek. What is this?
It's currently in the hands of my second content editor. And she may be finished reading through it. She's doing her first round of read through, because it's already gone through somebody else this week. So it will be out this year. It's called Ridiculousness, a guide to everything from an expert on nothing.
Oh, I love that.
It's a vignette style memoir, and it covers aspects from everything to, like, raising children, to body image, to grief, and really funny tidbits and embarrassing tidbits in between.
I cannot wait, and I think that we should have a book signing event and a meet the author event.
Yes.
I think that'll be the next big thing. Well, tell everybody who's watching where they can find out more about you, how they can get in touch with you if they want to get some tapes digitized, or have a goose sent to them in the mail, or
Right. No, not everybody gets a goose, Mary Beth. That's a special thing. But I have postcards. I can send postcards out. StudioTrueBlue.com. Studio Blue is taken. So StudioTrueBlue.com.
Studio True Blue, love it.
You can find our socials and social media and all that stuff there.
And that links to everything you need to know.
Well, thank you guys for being part of the show. Thank you for what you do, everything you do in this community, and putting your passion and your energy and your just love for community into all that you do. And we look forward to all the fun stuff ahead for the Buffingtons. So thank you guys, and we'll be right back.